Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to break down a Nobel Prize-winning idea that will literally change how you think about, well, thinking itself. We're going to introduce you to the two characters that are running the show inside your head, all based on the incredible work of psychologist Daniel Kahneman.
Okay, to really get what this is all about, let's just try a little experiment. I've got two math problems for you. First one, what's 2 plus 2? See? An answer just popped right into your head, no effort at all. Now for the second one, what's 17 times 24? Whoa, hold on. You don't actually have to solve it. Just notice that feeling. You can feel your mental gears starting to grind, right? You know you could do it, but it's going to take some real conscious work.
So that first feeling, that instant automatic answer, that's what Kahneman calls System 1. This is your fast, intuitive mind. It's totally automatic. You have no sense of controlling it. It's not something you decide to do. It's something that just happens to you.
And that second feeling, that deliberate gearing up for some heavy mental lifting, that is System 2. This is your slow, methodical, effortful thinker. It's the conscious part of you that you think of as me, the one that makes choices, works through problems, and decides where to focus. This is the part that you do.
All right, so let's get to know this first character a little better. System 1. You could think of it as the hero of the story who's on screen almost the entire time. It's fast, it's intuitive, and it does pretty much all the work, like 98% of it without us even realizing it. It is, for sure, the star of the show.
System 1 is basically our brain's autopilot. It's on 24/7, constantly scanning everything around us, recognizing faces in a crowd, figuring out simple sentences, and handling all those routine things we do, like driving down an empty road. It's the source of all those gut feelings, impressions, and intuitions that just pop into our heads. And here's the kicker. You can't turn it off. It is always, always on.
But what's really wild is just how easily this System 1 can be influenced, often completely behind the scenes. Check out this clever experiment from an office kitchen in the UK. They had one of those honesty boxes where people were supposed to pay for their coffee and tea, and they just put a simple poster up above it.
So each week, they'd swap out the poster. On the weeks they put up a picture of flowers, the money in the box was, just average. But on the weeks they switched it to a poster of a pair of watching eyes, bam! Payments nearly tripled. Nobody consciously thought, oh, I'm being watched. But their automatic System 1 made a simple link. Eyes means someone's watching, and I should probably be on my best behavior.
All right, now let's bring out the other character in our minds, System 2. This is the powerful, deliberate thinker that we identify as our true self. It can do some amazing things, like solve complex physics problems. But it has one huge defining flaw. It is fundamentally lazy. Let me hit you with a famous puzzle that just perfectly exposes this weakness in System 2. So really think about this for a second. A bat and a ball cost $1.10 altogether. The bat costs exactly $1 more than the ball. So, how much does the ball cost? I bet an answer just jumped right into your head, didn't it? 10 cents. That's your quick, intuitive System 1 at work, serving up an answer that sounds plausible. It feels right, it's easy, and it comes with almost no effort.
And that intuitive answer, it feels so right, but it's dead wrong. And hey, if you thought 10 cents, you are in very good company. More than half of all students at elite universities like Harvard and Princeton get this wrong too. It's not about brain power, it's about something else going on.
See, here's the trap. Our lazy System 2 just doesn't want to do the work to check the math. If the ball were 10 cents, the bat would have to be $1.10 to be $1 more, which adds up to $1.20. Nope. System 2 would rather just approve the easy answer from System 1 than engage its brain. The correct answer, which you only get by forcing System 2 to wake up and do the math, is 5 cents. So this whole dynamic, this tag team of an impulsive, storytelling System 1 and a, frankly, lazy System 2, well, that's the source of a whole host of predictable mistakes in our thinking. Kahneman calls them cognitive illusions. And just like an optical illusion, they can trick you even when you know how they work. Just take a look at this. On the left, you read ABC. On the right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Easy.
But now look really closely at the character in the middle. It is the exact same shape in both lines. Your System 1 didn't even bother you with the fact that it was ambiguous. It just instantly created the most coherent story based on the context around it.
Okay, how about this one? Is this argument logically valid? Most people say, yeah, sounds right. And why? Because the conclusion, some roses fade quickly, is a believable statement. It feels true. But that's the trap. The logic here is totally flawed. It's possible that the flowers that fade quickly are, say, all tulips, and no roses are in that group. Our System 1 accepts the bad argument because the conclusion just feels so right.
So what this all points to is a really clever, kind of sneaky shortcut our brain uses all the time. When we're faced with a genuinely difficult question, our System 1 often swaps it out for an easier one and answers that instead. And the crazy part is, we don't even notice the switcheroo happened.
For example, researchers asked people about travel insurance. Now, the difficult question is, what's the statistical risk of dying from any cause on my trip? That's hard to calculate. So the brain answers an easier question. How much fear do I feel when I think about terrorism? And because they answer that emotional question, people end up paying more for insurance that only covers the scary, but statistically much, much less likely event.
Okay, so what's the big deal? Why does any of this matter in our actual day-to-day lives? For our big decisions? Well, it all comes down to understanding what our own intuition and confidence are really made of.
For one, it tells us when we can actually trust our gut. You see, expert intuition, like a chess grandmaster's, is incredibly reliable. But that only happens in a predictable world with clear rules and tons of practice with instant feedback. But in a chaotic, unpredictable world where the rules are always changing, like, say, the stock market, our gut feelings are usually just noise.
And this leads to one of the most dangerous glitches in our thinking, captured perfectly in this quote from Kahneman. Our System 1 has a huge weakness. It can't easily tell the difference between what's familiar and what's true. Just repeating something, anything, over and over makes it feel more true. It's a cognitive illusion that has massive consequences for what we end up believing.
So here's the bottom line. That feeling of confidence that you have, it's not a fact. It's just a feeling. It's a feeling generated by System 1, and all it's measuring is how neat and tidy the story is that your brain is cooked up. It has almost nothing to do with how good the evidence actually is for that story.
So the real challenge here isn't to get rid of System 1. You can't, and frankly, you wouldn't want to. The challenge is to get better at recognizing the kinds of situations where you're most likely to make these mistakes. It's about learning to spot those moments when your lazy System 2 really needs to wake up, slow down, and question the simple, compelling, and sometimes very, very wrong stories your automatic mind tells itself.